Good afternoon, everyone. Bonjour. Mon nom est Ruby Sahota. Je suis secrétaire d'État à la lutte contre la criminalité et députée de Brampton Nord, Caledon. Je suis été avec vous ici aujourd'hui. I'd like to also acknowledge some of the MPs that are here present today. First and foremost, Parliamentary Secretary to the Secretary of State for Combating Crime, Vince Gasparo. Thank you for coming out. And of course, Member Parliamentary MP Jean Yip for Don Valley North. Thank you as well. Oh, Scarborough Agincourt, you are so right. There's a typo there. I should have known better. And of course, MP Michael Couteau for Scarborough Woburn. And Rob Oliphant, thanks for joining us. You snuck in there last minute. Rob Oliphant is the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that I'm speaking today on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples. And this is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. I also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13, signed with the Mississaugas of the Credit, and the Williams Treaties signed with multiple Mississaugas and Chippewa bands. Today, the Honourable Gary Anandasangaree, Minister of Public Safety, along with Her Worship Olivia Chow, Mayor of the City of Toronto, will speak on the Government of Canada's efforts on supporting municipalities and Indigenous communities in preventing gun and gang violence before it starts. However, before we start, I'd also like to introduce our other guests up here today at the podium. We have other dignitaries that will be mentioned by the Mayor, but I wanted to give a special mention to Emmett Chennai, the manager from Francophone Programs, Taboo Family Wellbeing Program, and Kian Charles, a participant of Rainbow West Restorative Justice Program. To give you, yes, I think they deserve a round of applause. To give you an idea of how today's event will unfold, I'll invite Minister Anandasangaree to make this important and exciting funding announcement.
Thank you very much, Ruby, and thank you for being here, and thank you for all your hard work. Let me just say what a pleasure it is to be back here at the Rouge Valley Recreation Center, right here in Scarborough-Guildwood Rouge Park. And I just want to thank many of our colleagues that are here today. Let me just start with Mayor Chow. Thank you for being here. I also want to acknowledge, I know that Salma Zahid is unfortunately unable to be here, Jean Yip, a colleague from Scarborough Agincourt, Michael Couteau from Scarborough Woburn, Vince Gasparo, MP for Eglinton Lawrence, and of course Rob Oliphant, who is the MP for Don Valley West. Also glad to be joined here by a number of our councillors, Shelley Carroll, who is the budget chief, Nathan Shan, who's a councillor for Scarborough Rouge Park, Parthy Kundavale, who's the councillor for Scarborough Southwest, Michael Thompson, the city councillor for Scarborough Centre, and Jamal Myers, who's the city councillor for Scarborough North, and who incidentally several months ago talked to me about making sure that this program is renewed. So thank you to all of you for being here. And of course, the number of agencies that are represented here, I do want to thank. This represents many organizations and entities that have been working towards community safety in our communities for many, many years, if not decades. I want to kind of frame the reason why we chose this place and why personally for me this was very important. good 25 years ago, a number of us here, standing here, I know Nathan, Parthy, a number of others who, and I think Shelley, you were very much aware of the things that were happening here. We had a challenge with youth violence within this community. And we realized that in order to address the root causes of youth violence, especially involving gangs and guns, we cannot do it by arresting people to submission. What we needed to do was to ensure that we have upstream investments. So this is where, from a federal government perspective, we have investments in housing, in the Canada Child Benefit, the childcare, affordable childcare program, school food program, infrastructure, including a great deal of infrastructure towards community centers, but also on institutions such as childcare centers, healthcare facilities, all towards ensuring that there's upstream investments. The work that I talked about 25 years ago, in many ways, started off with a $50,000 grant from the National Crime Prevention Strategy from the Department of Public Safety and Justice. And that program, singular program, in my opinion, helped spearhead enormous amount of youth towards a positive interaction, positive mentorship. And today, as I travel the country, I see many of those young people whose lives could have been drastically different, lead very successful lives in their own respective communities and are now leaders. That is what investments by governments towards crime prevention does. Over the past number of years, over the past 4 years, in fact, the Building Safer Communities Fund has done exactly that. It had a clear mission: preventing gun and gang violence in our communities. We knew that we couldn't just police our way out of these challenges. We had to address what was causing the crime in the first place: poverty, lack of housing, and social isolation. Since then, we've seen incredible results. In Peel, we invested to unite health, education, and social services under a single strategy. In Toronto, we have supported community-based initiatives that provide trauma-informed care and safe spaces for our most vulnerable youth. And in Edmonton, we empowered Indigenous-led organizations to bridge the gaps in gang exiting programs. These are just some of the positive changes these programs are making in our neighborhoods across Canada. I've heard from mayors and frontline workers from across the country, and they've all been very clear. We cannot let this momentum stop. This fund was supposed to be wound down today, but we know that our work is far from finished. So today, I'm delighted to announce that our government is intending to renew the Building Safer Communities Fund. Our plan is to extend the government's support for gun violence prevention initiatives by providing $157.5 million over the next 3 years. It's funny, the budget chief is the one that starts clapping first because she understands the impact. We're not just extending a program, we're doubling down on a proven model of success. The renewal of this fund ensures that vital partnerships we have built, the coordinated referral pathways, and the safe hubs in our cities will not only remain, but will continue to grow and thrive. The result? More vulnerable young people diverted from a life of crime and gang involvement. More vulnerable young people having a shot at long-term success, like some of the young people I was speaking about earlier. Renewing the Building Safer Communities Fund is also a key part of our government's broader strategy to protect Canadians from gun violence. Over the last 10 years, we've invested $1.5 billion to strengthen our law enforcement and gang prevention programs. From banning assault-style firearms to strengthening protections at our borders, the government continues to pursue a wide range of efforts to address gun violence across Canada. And I want to take a moment to speak directly to the community leaders and the youth workers that are here today. The work that you do is so critically important. You're often undervalued. And the work that you do today, you may never see those results, because when we prevent crime, when we prevent individuals from joining a gang, it's not a measurable form of success. But you know in your heart of hearts, and you know as you walk your communities, you know that young people will come to you. They may be a bit older now, and tell you how grateful they are for what you've done. And you would never understand the depth of the impact that you have in your neighborhoods, in your communities, and in the work that you do each and every day. You know, I had a real good opportunity to sit down with one of the first original provincial youth workers from Yorktown Community Services. Actually, Vince and I sat down last week, and we talked to them about the work that they did over 25 years ago, and how much work that they have been doing since that time. And it was very inspiring to see, because they're still toiling away in their local communities, because you guys, every single one of you, believe in the power of youth, in the power that we can actually change individuals, that you are what's stopping them from going to bed hungry, or being involved with a gang, or being involved with violence. You are the people that are in the middle. And they tell you their most personal and most difficult stories. And you take that and you turn their lives around. So I'm forever inspired. I just want to thank all of you for oftentimes very difficult work, but deeply gratifying. So thank you. So with that, over the next coming months, I look forward to visiting many of the places where you're doing this incredible work, and really look forward to ensuring that we see the plants, the seeds that you're planting today, become incredible success stories over the coming years. Thank you.
As the Secretary of State for Combating Crime, I have to say, although that we are doing things on many fronts, this announcement is very near and dear to my heart, because we can keep strengthening the code, but it is so important to have preventative measures and to reach young people where they're at. So once again, thank you, Minister. This is an incredible announcement. And now I would like to invite Mayor Chow to the microphone to give her remarks as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Minister, there are 11 elected representatives here, members of parliament, councillors joining you in celebrating your announcement. I get a chance to say why. Good afternoon, everyone. Have you ever held a friend in your arms as he bled out from a gunshot wound at a party? Have you felt that trauma and then lost him? Daman Maraj has. He was 19. His friend was also 19. He was learning how to survive in a world where his friends were dying, going to jail, getting lost, getting in trouble. He knew he couldn't stay on that path, so he made a decision. He went looking for another journey. He found it through spirituality, through poetry, through creativity, through rap and expression. found the confidence in himself. Daman, now known as Soar, discovered his calling. And he centered that calling on love, on helping others, and giving other young people the chance to find themselves and find their purpose. Impact in Communities was born. Yes, Impact in Communities. Over 10 years, Soar and his organization mentored 2,000 young people together with food banks, children's programs, and families. They have touched the lives of 30,000 people in this community. Yes, worthy of celebration. Soar is not alone. Tara at Forgiveness Project. Yes, Tara, where are you? Yes. They help people in jail find a way out of a life of crime. I spoke to one of their mentors, Mark, and I don't have enough time to tell him his entire story. He has become a role model for so many people. And Randall, AJ, at Rise, reaching intelligent souls everywhere through edutainment. Yes, Rise has been doing this job, this work for years. 13 years ago, at an event in Regent Park, was it 13, something like that, at a Rise event at Regent Park, I heard Mustafa the poet perform about his anguish, about losing his brother, about how tough it is. But Mustafa also pointed out there's hope ahead, and Mustafa went on to win a Juno Award in 2022 as a rising, shining star. Minister, all of these organizations have one thing in common. They are funded through the federal Building Safer funds, your funds. And without that investment, there is no way they could harness the energy of these young people. They could not have prevented youth violence the way they have. They could not have been mentors and served all these people. And guess what? Last year, youth gun violence dropped by 40%. You are doing your good work. It is a sign of how much this announcement means to Toronto and to Scarborough as we joined today by so many councillors. I think you've introduced them and all the members of Parliament. Let me tell you, thank you all for being here. Thank you to all the elected representatives and all of you doing incredible work, because it does say that it takes a village. It takes a community. It takes all of us coming together, all your creativity, your hard work, your sacrifices. Thank you so much, Minister of Public Safety, Gary Anandasangaree. I got it. And the Government of Canada for believing in these young people, for knowing that this investment saves lives. It builds stronger communities. It creates positive pathway for young people and prevent guns and gang violence that is happening across our country. Today's announcement means the youth safety program right here in Scarborough and elsewhere across the country can keep going. Programs that open doors to careers, build leadership, and stop violence before it starts. And thank you to everyone in this room who raised your voice. To the young people who came to the budget committee over at Scarborough, yes, you heard them, and spoke directly to councillors and staff about what these programs mean to you. You told us what it would feel to lose them. And you spoke about the mentors who show up for you, about safe spaces where you could just be yourself, and the confidence you found in the future that you are picturing. already getting ahead of it all and believing that you can accomplish anything that you put your minds to. Yes. To match, but let me just say that because of the work you do, nobody carries more authority in this work than you do. And to match the federal contribution, the budget through the budget chief, and my budget, altogether a city council budget invested by matching the federal dollars, additional $5 million in youth safety program last summer, reaching more than 15,000 young people and their families. And because we saw the impact, this year, we make that investment permanent so that you would not feel, yes, permanent. That's important. So you can plan ahead and not worry about losing the funding. It means more organizations with deep roots in Scarborough can keep their doors open, more young people can have a safe place to go, more cycle of violence get interrupted before they start. And that's the most powerful way to build a safe community. It is to invest in the people who are already doing the work. And that takes all of us. When government, community organizations, smart, intelligent young people, residents all coming together, real things happen. Magic happens. Safer streets, stronger families. Young people who turn their life around and feel that now they belong. They have somewhere to go. So to every parent, every mentor, every community worker in this room, keep doing this incredibly important work because we believe in you. Together, we're building an affordable, caring, and safe city. And thank you so, so much for your hard work.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Wow. Mayor, you're so right. It is all about impact, and these organizations have shown results. Through that work and through the advocacy of federal members of parliament and city councilors and all the programs that that some of them that are represented here today, but of course across Canada. We want to hear from some of those today, and so I would like to introduce right now Mr. Chennai to speak about the work of his organization. Mr. Chennai.
Monsieur le ministre de la Sécurité publique, Monsieur Gary, Madame Olivia Chow, maire de la ville, Mesdames et Messieurs les membres du gouvernement fédéral et provincial, distingués invités, Mesdames et Messieurs, c'est tout un plaisir pour moi de m'exprimer au nom du Centre de santé communautaire Taïbou et bien entendu du programme bien-être familial que nous avions eu à délivrer à la communauté depuis 2023. Le projet bien-être familial lancé en 2023 avec le soutien de la ville de Toronto vise à renforcer la stabilité des familles en facilitant leur accès à des services essentiels et en prévenant des situations de vulnérabilité et l'implication dans la violence. Sa mise en œuvre repose sur une approche de proximité centrée sur l'écoute, l'accompagnement et l'intervention adaptée aux réalités des communautés. Il est important de souligner que le Centre de santé communautaire Taïbou est la seule organisation à offrir ce programme dans les deux langues, en français et en anglais. Depuis son lancement, le projet a permis de réaliser 108 séances de sensibilisation dans les écoles, les églises, les mosquées et autres espaces communautaires. Il a aussi engagé 13 560 familles indirectement et 7 976 familles directement engagés. Parmi ce chiffre, il y a 3871 familles francophones. In terms of expressed needs, 71% of requests related to employment, 63% to housing, and 9.2% to education. Ce qui montre que la communauté, elle est instruite, mais elle n'a pas les occasions pour pouvoir montrer ce qu'elle peut faire là où elle est censée vivre. C'est la raison pour laquelle nous accompagnons cette communauté. Et nous avons eu 257 situations extrêmement complexes impliquant des crises nécessitant des interventions immédiates. Ces résultats démontrent à la fois l'ampleur des besoins, de l'importance et d'une approche coordonnée, accessible et ancrée dans la communauté. Et nous sommes très contents d'avoir participé à cette cérémonie d'annonce de ce financement, comme quoi nous allons continuer à desservir la communauté comme il se doit. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chennai. So you heard when proper supports are given, when basic needs are met, the results can be quite amazing. So that was Mr. Chennai, the manager of Francophone programs from Taibu. And we also want to hear from Keon Charles, Mr. Keon Charles from Rainbow West Restorative Justice Program. He was a participant in that program and will shed some light as to the impact that the program has had on him. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, my name's Keon. I've been attending Yorktown Family Services and Toronto West Youth Hub for about 7 or 8 years now. And today I'm going to talk to you on one of those programs in particular, the Rainbow West program, which I am also a part of. I want to share how this program has positively shaped my well-being, as well as the well-being of other youth within the community. Growing up as a queer individual in West Toronto, I know it's a hard challenge. It's been a struggle, especially with the negative impact of gang violence and, again, just struggles of being a queer folk in West Toronto. This journey can be particularly difficult as we face the challenges of acceptance and connection in our community. It often includes, it often feels like a balancing act between being true to ourselves and the desire for safety and inclusion, especially in communities overwhelmed by gang violence. For numerous 2S LGBTQ plus youth in our area, the fear is real. We've witnessed vigorous acts of violence, felt the impact, and I personally have lost a few friends to that same violence. When we are already in a vulnerable place trying to find ourselves and find our identities, it can be easy to shut down and feel and seek safety in less than ideal environments. The funding from the Build Safer Communities and the Restorative Justice Program provided Rainbow West provided to the Rainbow West program has filled a crucial gap as a drop-in. Sorry. As a drop-in program. Okay. It's filled a crucial gap in the drop-in program as a drop-in program for queer youth in the West Toronto area. Rainbow West has become more than just a place to hang out. It's become a haven for those like me who've been directly impacted or indirectly impacted by the violence, where we can come and get together, share our experiences, and connect with mental health resources and support. The Rainbow West has played a crucial role in shaping my identity through arts of programming and workshops. It provides a safe place where we could ask our SSWs, such as Ren, the program coordinator, and Abby, the 2S LGBTQ plus youth outreach worker, any questions and receive support as we need. It was one of the first programs where I felt comfortable and among people like me who had experienced similar situations and who didn't judge me for the person I am. Being in Rainbow West really helped me realize that when youth have a safe space to go, we don't need to seek refuge in those less than ideal areas. It makes us feel seen, validated. We don't have to prove ourselves to others in unlikely spaces. The funding from the Restorative Justice Program has provided Rainbow West. The Rainbow West program sorry. Thank you.
We already got the money, you just gotta tell us.
Okay. The funding from the Restorative Justice Program has provided to the Rainbow West program acknowledges the importance of connection over oh my god, I'm forgetting words. Oh no. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm over here now.
Over consequences.
Yeah, okay, I got this. All right. The funding from the Restorative Justice Program has provided the Rainbow West program provided to the Rainbow West program acknowledges the importance of connections over consequences for our community. This is especially crucial for 2S LGBTQ youth who are more vulnerable to homelessness, mental health challenges, and gender-based violence. Programs like Rainbow West offer essential support in meaningful ways. And I would like to congratulate Wait. I want to express my, oh my God. I want to express my gratitude to the Building Safer Communities Fund, the Restorative Justice Program, Yorktown Family Services, and everyone in Rainbow West who made it possible for youth like me to attend.
All right.
Let's hear it for Keon. So counselors and to all of the organizations, you've just heard firsthand how important the work that you do is. Sometimes it goes unseen, but we see the results and we appreciate you very, very much. For any of the media that is here today.
Okay, we're going to open.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Where is
much.
he?
We're going to open the floor to questions from the
Perfect.
media. It's going to be one question, one follow-up. Please state your name and of your outlet. On va maintenant au période de questions. S'il vous plaît, donnez votre nom et le nom de votre média. Ça va être une question puis une suivie.
Hi there, Mattis Habibinya, Toronto Star. My first question is for the Minister. I'm just curious what today's announcement means for the Crime Prevention Action Fund. That stream is also...
Well, I'll tell you, over the last several months, we've been renewing many of the sunsetting programs. This is one of those programs. It is a central part of our overall national crime prevention strategy. Over the last several months, we've heard from many frontline workers in terms of the impact that this program has had. The Mayor talked about 40% reduction in youth violence, and we see top tier numbers going down across Canada. This is one of, I think, several initiatives that we have in place that's contributing to that. Thank you.
And, my second question is for the Mayor, but also, Minister, feel free to weigh in. Mayor Chow, you'll recall that before today, the city was facing a roughly $6 million shortfall to keep these programs running before Council voted to bridge that shortfall with reserves. Does today's announcement mean that $6.2 million is now fully covered by the federal government?
Yes, it does.
That's all I needed. Thank you.
Hi guys, John Woodward from CTV News. This is just looking at the numbers you guys provided to us. I see $250 million over 4 years in 2022. I see $157.5 over 3 years in 2026, which was $62.5 million a year, now is $52.5 million a year. Is that a $10 million cut? And if it is, what are the impacts of that cut?
Well, let me just say that the renewal speaks to over the last 4 years. It's a 1-year renewal that we're working with most of the municipalities and First Nations and Métis partners. In terms of the going forward, years 2 and 3, we will have a new call for proposals, and we'll be able to fund those programs. Not all of the programs that are currently being run will be eligible for renewal just because of compliance issues, and some may choose not to continue the programming. So we're very confident that the investment that we're making today will have significant, if not greater, impact than the initial investment that we put in place.
Okay. And this is another one for you. This is a slightly different subject. We're covering the case in the federal court of a man named Kumar Thuraisingham. He's facing removal about 16 years after arriving on the MV Sun Sea. And I know in your previous life you spent a lot of time advocating for people on that ship and Tamil causes in general. And I just wondered, knowing what you know about the fate of Tamils that return to Sri Lanka, especially those on vessels like that, would you support people like him returning to Sri Lanka?
Well, let me just say that the matter is before the courts. I will leave to the courts to decide. I have, in the past, advocated for those who, particularly who come on the MV Sunsea, not to be returned to Sri Lanka, because we've had at least one incident of an individual who was alleged to have been killed by the government several years ago. However, I do believe that the courts in Canada will be the best place to adjudicate this matter. Thank you.
Alan Carter from City News. A question for the Minister. This funding, as I understand, was set to expire at the end of this month, as of today. Is this a good way to fund programs, and why the last-minute announcement?
So, just to give a little bit of context in terms of how this program out. Always going to sunset. So this was never permanent funding for these programs. These were always supposed to be for the 4 years, and the program, once it's complete, either the municipality or the provinces or other funders will step in and continue that funding. The renewal that we're doing today essentially speaks to the need for this to continue. We did not see other levels of government intervene. There is also some desire. I think many of the stakeholders here have indicated a desire to continue this. The way we would do this going forward, so years 2 and 3, will be through a new call for proposals. Again, the adjudication will be undertaken by the municipalities and our partners here, the City of Toronto. Teams priorities for their local communities.
Minister, this question is for you from our colleagues. CBC from Alberta's anti-gun buyback legislation has effectively killed the program there, killed the inform that province. Sorry, from participating in that program. Is that not a massive blow to the program as a whole?
I mean, this is nothing new here. Like, this has been a decision of the government of Alberta for at least a year, and similarly with the government of Saskatchewan. So there's nothing new or substantive in that question. What I will say is that the program will conclude today. The enrollment period of the program will conclude today at midnight Pacific time, and those who are eligible and those who have enrolled in the program will be able to seek compensation for their prohibited firearms that they will be willing to turn over to police. Having said that, it's regrettable that both the government of Saskatchewan and Alberta have chosen this path. It does mean that the citizens who are law-abiding and who have enrolled in the program and it is not optional for law enforcement agencies to enforce those laws.
Thank you very much. Madam Mayor, can we just get your as we found key pass today?
Stephen Lewis lived his life so full, and so many of us are just grateful for his contribution. His generosity of spirit have inspired us and inspired millions of people around the globe. To do more to support communities in developing world so that the provincial NDP leader to bring in real rent control for renters that are having a hard time, and by gosh, do we ever need it. And he's also, through his work, established a lot of worker safety legislation in his time. But most important, most importantly, his words, his wit, his deeds just bring out the best of us. You can go from weeping because of what he was describing of what's happening in Africa to feeling so hopeful that little bit of contribution that you can make, even though it hurts to make more when you don't have much, that you can make a huge difference in other people's lives. He brings out the best in all of us. So it's very sad that he has passed away. But I know his legacy will live on through the Stephen Lewis Foundations, through the thousands of speeches that he has made, through all the young people and people worldwide that have now engaged in making the world a better place for everyone. We miss him dearly.
If I may just take the opportunity to reflect as well on behalf of the federal government, and I may ask Parliamentary Secretary Oliphant to offer some words as well. Mr. Stephen Lewis was a giant in Ontario politics and a giant in the world. He served his province and his country with great distinction, with humility, and above all, a silver tongue that honestly inspired, I think, generations of politicians and people all over the world. He will be remembered in so many ways, but as Mayor Chow has indicated, his inspiration of and working towards the AIDS crisis, I think, speaks the loudest. His presence on the international stage representing really missed. I do want to say that this weekend, Avi Lewis, our newest colleague in the federal family, was elected as the lead federal NDP, and there are some poignant images of him and his father, the late David Lewis, and we will dearly miss him. He will be missed as a voice of reason and a voice of compassion and human rights, not just in Canada, but around the world. I know that Rob has probably a lot more profound things to say, so Rob, if you may.
I would just add to Michelle Landsberg, to Alana, to Avi, to their whole family, the country and the world grieves with them. He made a profound difference in my life. I heard him speak many times. He convicted, he converted, he challenged, he supported, he comforted, he upheld. And Canada and the world were better for Stephen Lewis having been among us. And I know he changed my life. I didn't join his party, but he changed my life for the better because he showed us that one person could make a huge difference in the world, whether it's in Africa, at the UN, in Ontario, in Canada, and he will rest in peace. Thank you.
There are no further questions at this time. So with that, we'll conclude today's press conference. Thank you very much, and we'll just ask folks to stay in place so we can take a photo. Thank you.